Yo, can you feel it? The air is heavy, charged, electric. A jealous crew sat in the dark, plotting with venom on their tongues, weaving traps like spiders that thought you'd never see the web. Oh, they thought you'd crumble, huh? Nah. They built a stage for your downfall, but every line of their script is turning into their own destruction. Their envy was loud. Their smiles were fake. Their whispers dripped poison. But guess what? Karma doesn't whisper. It roars louder. Every arrow they launched is snapping back, sharp, brutal, unstoppable. Return to sender. Now look at them shaking, breaking, choking on the smoke of their own fire. The same mouths that cursed your name are choking on their lies. Oh wow. Justice walks slow, but when it strikes, it's ruthless. They wanted to see you collapse. Instead, they're the ones crumbling, buried under the weight of their envy. One by one, their masks melt, their shadows scatter, their false power dissolves. Aggressive? Oh yeah. Ruthless? You bet. And the spotlight? It doesn't shine on them anymore. It's yours. Jealousy is the poison they drink, hoping you will die. That's where it all begins, doesn't it? In the shadows, in the whispers, in the crooked smiles that never reach the eyes. They sit in circles, their tongues sharper than knives, their envy dripping like venom from a cracked jar. They think you don't see. They think you don't hear. But envy? Envy always leaves fingerprints on faces, on words, on silence. They plotted. Oh, they plotted with a hunger that kept them awake at night. They sketched your downfall like an artist paints a masterpiece. Every rumor, every scheme, every twisted word designed to break you apart. They believed they were architects of your ruin, and yet they forgot what is built on envy collapses under its own weight. Always. You walked forward, didn't you? You walked while their eyes followed, gnashing, burning, and in their hearts they screamed, "Why not me? Why not us?" That is the wound they could never close, the unbearable sight of you standing taller than their lies. Wow. The fire of jealousy burns hotter than truth, but it cannot outlast it. I want you to imagine them now, sitting there, waiting for the reward of their hatred, waiting for the collapse that never came. And then, the silence. The silence when nothing happened to you, but everything began to crumble around them. Their own words turned on them. Their schemes swallowed them whole. Their hatred became their cage. Yeah, that's the punchline no one warned them about. When you plot against the innocent, you sign your own sentence. You see karma? No, justice doesn't announce itself with drums or banners. It moves quietly, patiently, like a hunter, step by step, breath by breath, until suddenly the very people who swore they would bury you find themselves knee-deep in the soil they dug. Their hands are dirty, their names tainted, their masks ripped off, and all they can do is look around, wide-eyed, searching for someone to blame. But who is left? Who stands accused? Only themselves. Oh, the irony tastes bitter, doesn't it? They wanted your name dragged through the mud, but their own name reeks. They wanted your steps broken, but their own feet stumble. They wanted you finished, but nah, you're still here. Stronger, sharper, unmoved. Their envy didn't stop you, it exposed them. That's the secret they never understood. And isn't it fascinating? Almost theatrical? How justice doesn't need you to lift a finger. How their jealousy carried the knife, but the blade turned back on their own hands. That's what happens when you breathe poison. You choke on it first. So now they sit in their silence, angry, trembling, watching you rise higher while their own world caves in. They can't speak, because every word condemns them. They can't act, because every move betrays them. They are trapped in the theater of their own downfall. A show they wrote, directed, and performed, yet the ending belongs to you. And that ending, oh, it's just the beginning of something darker. Because this isn't merely punishment. This is transformation. This is the unraveling of envy in the most brutal way. Falling doesn't happen all at once. It begins with cracks. At first they don't notice. The ground feels steady. Their voices still sound confident. Their eyes still gleam with that fake power they used to intimidate others. But look closer, listen closer, and you'll hear it. The tiny fracture in their tone, the hesitation in their step, the doubt clawing at their chest. That's the beginning of the fall. Not a scream, not an explosion, but a whisper. They thought they were untouchable. Remember that nothing could shake the walls they built out of lies. Oh, how proud they were of their schemes, how bold they became in their arrogance. But walls made of envy don't stand. They crumble, piece by piece, until the entire structure collapses on the very architects who raised it. And when the first stone drops, the rest follows. Now watch them. Watch the panic set in. Wow, it's almost poetic, isn't it? The same mouths that cursed your name now tremble when they speak. The same hands that pointed at you now shake when they point at each other. The blame begins to circle like vultures, feeding on their own guilt. They can't hide it anymore. They can't pretend. Every mask has holes, and the truth slips through like smoke. Yeah, this is where it gets beautiful. The unraveling, because envy doesn't destroy with a single strike. No, it eats slowly, quietly. It rots friendships, burns alliances, shatters trust. Those who once conspired together now look at each other with suspicion. The bond they thought was unbreakable dissolves into ashes. They don't even need you to fight them. They're fighting themselves. And you? You stand outside of it all, untouched, unmoved. Their storm doesn't drench you, it drowns them. Their chaos doesn't consume you, it consumes them. That is the essence of justice. Watching the trap they built for you close around their own necks. Oh, they try to escape. They try to crawl out of the hole they dug. But nah, every move they make only drags them deeper. Their own words haunt them. Their own actions chase them. Their own envy chains them. That's the price they pay for underestimating the weight of truth. It's not rage that finishes them. It's not revenge. It's the simple, inevitable balance of life. What you throw into the world returns. What you spit into the wind hits your face. What you wished on another circles back home. And the most terrifying part for them, no one's coming to save them. No ally, no shield, no mercy from the very forces they once thought they controlled. The fall is no longer a possibility. It is a certainty. And the sound of it? Oh, you're about to hear it echo louder than thunder. Explosions are loudest when silence has been stretched too thin. At first, the cracks whispered. Then the walls shivered. Now comes the blast. The envy that brewed in their hearts can no longer stay hidden. It bursts outward in chaos. The lies they whispered in shadows are shouted in the open. The masks they wore rip apart, and suddenly everyone sees what they tried so hard to conceal. This is the part they feared the most. Exposure. Oh, they thought they were clever, thought they could bury their schemes under charm and fake smiles. But truth has a way of erupting like fire through dry wood. Nothing can stop it once it sparks. And wow, once it spreads, it burns everything they touched. You can almost hear it, can't you? The sound of their world shattering, the shouting behind closed doors, the breaking of trust, the collapsing of reputations they polished for years. All of it, gone in seconds. And the beauty? You didn't even have to lift a hand. The explosion was theirs to ignite, theirs to suffer, theirs to endure. Yeah, that's the law they never understood. Envy is self-destructive. It doesn't stay quiet forever. It grows, swells, until it detonates at the worst possible moment when everyone is watching. Their downfall is no longer a secret whispered between walls. It's a public spectacle. And isn't it fascinating how quickly their allies scatter? Those who once stood beside them, feeding the fire, now run from the smoke. Loyalty built on envy never survives the blast. They are abandoned, left to choke on the ashes of their own making. Oh, don't mistake this for justice ending here. No, this is only the beginning of the ruin. The explosion is not the finale, it's the warning shot. Because after the smoke clears, what remains? Not strength, not victory. Only ruins. They thought you'd be the one destroyed. Nah, it's them standing in the wreckage, gasping for air. And you're untouched, watching from a distance. Not gloating, not wasting energy, simply witnessing the balance unfold. That's the true power. You don't chase revenge, you let it arrive. And it always does. Their screams, their excuses, their desperate attempts to crawl back into the shadows, it all fails. Because once truth explodes, it cannot be rebuilt. Once envy is exposed, it cannot be disguised again. The world sees them for what they are, and the weight of that truth is heavier than any punishment you could deliver. This is the collapse they earned. This is the moment they can't escape. And if you think the explosion is devastating, wait until you see what the ashes reveal. Ruins don't lie. They scream the truth louder than survivors ever could. The smoke fades, the dust settles, and there it is, the wreckage. The plans they built shattered. The masks they wore broken. The image they guarded reduced to rubble, and now the world sees it, clear as daylight. No illusions, no excuses, just ruins. Oh, how quickly the powerful become pitiful when their fortress collapses. They thought their lies would outlast the storm. They thought envy could be a foundation strong enough to stand on. But ruins don't protect anyone. They bury, they suffocate. They leave nothing untouched. And wow, watching them crawl through that wreckage is a sight that burns itself into memory. Because this isn't just collapse, it's exposure. Every broken stone screams their betrayal. Every shattered wall reveals their weakness. People see them now, not as leaders, not as masterminds, but as architects of their own destruction. And the silence in those moments is heavier than any roar. They scramble. Yeah, they try to rebuild. Try to sweep the ashes under a rug. Try to patch the holes in their story. But ruins can't be hidden. Once truth has erupted, there is no going back. You can't glue together shattered glass without showing the cracks. And cracks, they betray you every time. And isn't it ironic? The same crowd they once deceived now stares at them with disgust. Allies turn into witnesses. Supporters turn into judges. Their names, once carried with pride, are now spoken with shame. Oh, they wanted you destroyed, but instead their own reputation burns in front of their eyes. And here lies the deepest cut. Ruins don't just destroy what was, they prevent what could have been. Their future is trapped under the rubble of their past. Every door they thought would open now slams shut. Every opportunity they expected now vanishes. Envy didn't just steal their present, it murdered their tomorrow. Nah, they can't escape it. They can't crawl free. They're stuck under the very stones they placed with their own hands. That is the weight of their choices. That is the justice they can't outwit. And you? You don't even need to step closer. The ruins speak for themselves. They testify louder than your voice ever could. You are free from their venom, while they are chained by the debris of their hatred. But remember, this is not the final act. The ruins are only the stage. The real performance begins when they realize what rises from the rubble, and it won't be them. From ashes, something always rises, but not everything deserves to stand again. The ruins are quiet now. The smoke is thinned. The crowd has gone home. All that remains is the aftermath. And in that silence, something becomes painfully clear. What rises next will not be them. Their envy has chained them to the rubble, and rubble does not release its prisoners. Oh, how desperately they wanted to crawl back into power, to rebuild their illusion. They wanted to patch their names, polish their image, convince the world they were never the villains. But wow, the world is not blind anymore. Once masks are torn off, they cannot be stitched back. Once trust is broken, it cannot be glued whole. Their every attempt at rebirth only exposes how far they've fallen. You stand, not on ruins, but on solid ground, stronger than before, sharper than before, because while they drowned in envy, you were tempered by it. Their hatred forged your resilience. Their plots carved your wisdom. Their collapse became your clarity. Yeah, that's the part they never understood. Their envy didn't destroy you, it built you. Every strike they launched only made your shield stronger. Every scheme they drew only made your steps firmer. And now, they watch you rise where they thought you'd fall. They see you become untouchable, not because you fought them with venom, but because you endured while they decayed. That endurance is the fire they cannot match. That patience is the weapon they never expected. Oh, it terrifies them more than any blade ever could. Nah, this isn't just their ending. It's your beginning. Their downfall is the stage on which your ascent is written. Their collapse is the silence that makes your voice thunder. Their envy has become the very proof of your strength. And no matter how they twist, how they writhe, how they deny, they cannot escape the truth. Because truth does not need defenders. It stands on its own. It outlasts envy. It outlasts lies. It outlasts those who tried to bury it. So let them sit in their ruins. Let them choke on the dust of their own choices. Let them carry the weight of the envy they once worshipped. Justice is already spoken, louder than words, clearer than arguments. And you You don't even need to look back. Your path stretches forward, untouched, unbroken. Oh, and remember this. Envy is not just their curse. It's a warning to all. A fire that consumes whoever feeds it. A trap that only tightens on those who set it. That's why you walk free. Not because you avoided the fire, but because you never fueled it. So here we are, the curtains down, the stage quiet, the crowd holding its breath. The jealous ones who plotted against you, they're gone, buried under the rubble of their own envy. Oh, they thought their poison would end you, huh? Nah, that venom never touched you. It only rotted them from the inside out. Their downfall wasn't just punishment, it was proof. Proof that envy eats its owners alive, while the one they target keeps walking, stronger, sharper, untouchable. And now, look at you, standing where they said you'd fall, breathing while they choke, rising while they sink. Oh wow, doesn't it taste sweet? This isn't revenge, it's balance. This isn't chaos, it's justice. Aggressive? Yeah. Ruthless? Always. Because in the end, envy never wins. It only digs its own grave.